Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. And as you might have guessed, today we're going to play Empires of the Undergrowth. So what is this? Well, it is an ant colony game. It's RTS gameplay. We've got a story which we're going to go through. We get to name our colony. Let's go with purple. We'll be the Purple Peril. And the undergrowth will tremble before us. Or maybe not.
Ah, I see the Queen has taken well to her new home.
It's fascinating. She has already started to spawn. Incredible, really, that we found such a healthy specimen.
How long until we can expect to see interspecies polymorphism?
We should be patient and allow the colony to grow first. I've placed food nearby. Then we will introduce the Formica fusca and observe their reaction.
Excellent. Keep me updated on their progress.
Okay. He's just going to say something more. Let's wait a second.
Come on now, my little ants. You need space to grow. Dig, dig, dig.
Alright, so as you may have gathered, we've got a couple of scientists. We are effectively an experiment of theirs. We're in a lab. This is our Formicarium.
Is something wrong?
I've provided them with food just a few centimeters south of the Queen, but they don't seem to be interested.
If they are too distressed to collect food, then we will have to replace the colony and start again.
Such a terrible waste.
So those little question marks that we saw, they were indicating that there was food buried, you know, there, which we've just dug out. Now I just want to show you a few things on here before we delve a little bit deeper into the game. So we can make worker ants. So if you're going to, the way to create your ants, you need to create a breeding chamber. And you want to lay it out ideally in a hex arrangement, and then we just place down and say
The Queen is
lay
going
an
to
egg
lay
here,
new
and the
eggs.
workers will come from the
Perfect.
Queen
We will soon
and
have a
bring an
thriving
egg
colony.
to that hex. And to do that though, we're spending food. So this is our food counter. We've got 18 of 70 food. The Queen's workers are going to come down here and just replenish food over time. Then we can lay down some more eggs. Now I just want to fill this chamber with eggs. What you can do is, so now that we've got 4 hatchlings, and you see here 3 of 4, so 3 of them. We're just waiting for 1 more to hatch. But we can drag this into one of these what are called Pheromone Groups. Basically, for us humans, they're control groups. All right, and then we can. So we've got number 1 selected. I can just click that, and the ants will head to that pheromone spot. So I'm going to select the food, tell them to come down to the food, and then they will start picking that up a little bit quicker than what was happening before, which means I can now lay down more egg spots. So I've got a nice little hexagonal chamber here that's all fully laid. So if I click this up arrow, this is the upgrade tool. And if you've got an egg spot that is fully surrounded either by other eggs or by walls, you can upgrade it. So I can upgrade that middle one. However, yeah, so it's not letting me upgrade it. And the reason it's not letting me upgrade it is because we need to unlock that in the tech. So you see here, this is our tech tree effectively. And there are various upgrades that we can do. And this one here, which is going to cost 10 jelly, I think, would allow us to, 10 jelly to go to upgrade level 2. We haven't got any royal jelly. So we can't do any upgrades at the moment because we haven't done any missions. But as you'll see when we're doing the missions, you know, that's how you basically make your workers and your soldier ants and whatnot stronger through those upgrades. Now the other thing we can do is we can specify tiles for food storage. So if we dig, say, this out, you want to make sure your food storage is near your queen. So I'm going to say this little chamber here can be our food storage. And then this only costs 5 food. But it's the same sort of idea. We can upgrade these to store more food. So we've got 140. If I upgrade the middle one, that's going to go to 170. There we go, yeah. And so you can quickly upgrade the amount of food that you can store. And finally, we have this speed up tile. So you can spend food to lay down a corridor. So if you've got a long corridor where you know your ants are going to be going up and down it regularly, you might want to employ, you know, these tiles. And it will just mean that they will move significantly quicker along those. Alright, so that's it for the Formicarium. The next thing we want to look at is missions. So we've got a couple of red missions, and then we've got this green mission. So missions come in 2 styles. The red ones, so New Home and Subjugation, these take place away from our Formicarium. Alright, so sort of out in the wild. But once, and when you complete these missions, you get rewards which allow us to, you know, invest into the tech tree and expand our colony here as well. So once you're feeling confident that your Formicarium colony is strong, then you can take on one of these Formicarium challenge missions. And these, if you succeed, they're what progresses the story and unlocks, you know, future missions. So we're going to take on the New Home, and we're going to choose a difficulty. I recommend you go with medium if you're new to the game. However, I'm going to give myself a bit of a challenge. We're going to go with hard. The thing with hard is you can't afford to make mistakes. Alright, otherwise it's going to be game over.
This Formica Fusca queen has set up home beneath a rotting log. She is fat and vulnerable. Her first brood will need to move quickly if the colony is to survive. Their priority now is to find food, and there is plenty around. But there are other hungry creatures down here. The workers will need to be vigilant.
Okay, so our mission, as we can see here, objectives: kill all nearby creatures. So basically all of these red highlighted areas, there are enemies in there. The green question marks, that's just pure food. So we want to expand into the pure food areas. And we're just going to...
The ants have encountered a pocket of woodworm. These defenseless weevil larvae will make an excellent meal for the colony. They will be butchered and carried off for processing.
Okay, good. Now, before we take on any of the red exclamation mark areas where there are enemies that are going to fight back, we want to build a brood chamber for our soldier ants, so our black ants. Pretty expensive, so 50 food and another 5 to hatch the ant itself, so you're looking at 55 food for each one. What am I doing? So we need to wait until we've got a little bit of food, but we've got our first one, so we can put down our first soldier ant. And to begin with, so you come with 7 worker ants that attend the queen. They will pick up food in a small radius around the queen. So that's going to be enough to get us started. And one other thing, so if you go to options and click show tile info, Show resource info? No. Show resource info, show creature info. So now we've got a health bar above our ants, and we've also can see how much food is on the ground. So there's 100 food over here, 125 food in fact. And we've probably got a little bit, another 50 up there. So that can help with planning, you know, what you're going to do. So I just want to lay down a bunch of these black ant nesting spots. I want to dig out all of this. Don't want to dig out too much north, so I don't want to break into this chamber. This will give me enough to get going. So I'm going to fill out all of this with black ants as and when I've got the food to do that. And then we can bring our black ants into another control group. So I'm going to put them in number 2. Just personal preference. I like my black ants in number 2. And we've got some more food down here actually. So let's break down into that chamber. And this would be a perfect place for us to have our food storage. Or, actually no, what we need next is some worker ants. No, yeah, it's too perfect for our food, so let's have this for our food. We'll find somewhere else for the workers. We'll try and survive a little. We'll try and survive our first attack without building any more workers. Just build as many black ants as we can. What you can do is even move your starting worker ants into a separate control group and just tell them to go off and collect the food. So like they've done, and then we'll move them back to attend the queen. We've got some food down here as well still. Final tip, always leave yourself some food reserve before you start a fight. So I'm going to break through here. And I'm going to build a tunnel down here to do it.
The workers have uncovered carnivorous larvae of Ocypus olens, the devil's coach horse. They are born ready for combat, with powerful slicing mandibles for chopping up their prey. They are still small, however, and must undergo a final pupation before their armor is fully developed. If the ants are fast, they should be able to overwhelm these critters.
Okay, so we've got another little chamber down here, and this is where I'm going to build my workers. I'm just going to have 5 of them, I reckon. That should be enough. We don't need any more than that. And I'm not going to upgrade those. And that's as much food as we've got. So I'm going to put those workers into control group 1, and they're going to be my food harvesting workers. They're going to go around, pick up food. That's going to be their only job. And over here, we're going to... let's have a look there. Pretty sure this is going to open into their chamber.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
So I'm going to bring those back, and then we're going to have our soldier ants here. Just try and surround them.
If the ants had disturbed the adult of these larvae, the outcome for the colony may not have been so fortunate. They
Yeah, that was
must
still
expand with caution.
a pretty close fight, that was. However, we've got more food, which means more soldiers.
These wood lice will make a significant addition to the colony's larders, but they are clinging tightly to the ground. It's going to take some effort to dislodge them.
Yeah, so wood lice, they're just free food. They don't do any damage. So just get your workers in amongst them. Start chomping away. Looks like we've got more free food through here. So let's dig a tunnel. And I'm just going to probably build in the region of 30 odd soldiers. Not too interested in upgrading them in this particular mission. We just want numbers. But we want to make sure we keep a food reserve. Because it's so easy, especially when we start tapping out some of these areas up north, to get overconfident and get overwhelmed. And if you don't have a food reserve, you're in big trouble. Still got loads of food here, which is nice. There's lots of debate whether it's worth upgrading or just building more numbers. I'm going with, at least on this mission, just more numbers. Once we get 30 odds, depending on our food situation, we may do a little bit of upgrading, but we'll see. So we're up to 18. That's looking pretty good. Now, I want to dig north as well, but I don't want to break into this chamber from the south. Got 18. I'd like a few more if possible. Still got a little bit of food. Not much. Got a bit of food down here as well. So go on, let's put down a couple more. Alright, so that's going to get us to 20. And then we'll break through here. We've got 6 creatures there. Got 5 here, yeah. So this is the next easiest to go for.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
So I've just got one more to go. There we go. Gets a little bit more food. We've only got 3 creatures over here, so let's just break through there. So the size of the exclamation mark also indicates how dangerous the creature is.
There are intruders in the nest.
You've got a big exclamation mark here. That means it's a more dangerous creature. With these smaller ones. Over here though, look, you've got 4 big exclamation marks. So that's going to be the battle reserve right to the end. If you're wondering why I'm not cutting a tunnel up here, I want only one route into my queen. That way, if we get overwhelmed when we open up one of these areas, we've got lots of time to recover, as long as we have food reserve. It's probably time to think about putting down a food chamber. We've also got this area to carve out. Let's put this down as our food chamber. That doesn't cost very much to do that. I think upgrading... I'm just going to let the food stockpile get full. Okay, so we've got 140 food. If I upgrade one of these, only costs 5 food. So it's very cheap to expand our food storage. Therefore, I'm just going to upgrade all of these. Yeah, that'll do. Now, where next? Yeah, I want to clear these out. So we've got 20 soldiers, we've got loads of food, so let's lay some more soldiers down. Ah, so we know we can safely dig out a couple of levels. So let's do that. Come on, dig those walls as well. Quite sure why they're not digging those. That's better. Okay, that looks like all the food. So we'll have... Now I'll keep group 1 down here. We need to break through here.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
This is one of those narrow corridor battles, yeah. I'm never sure if that's the best approach. Like, have a, you know, just a narrow corridor, or whether trying to fight on a 2 corridor front is better when... Depends how many creatures you're taking on, I suppose. Anyway, either way, we coped pretty nicely there. So let's come up here next. Now we'll have our workers just hang back a little bit. Just checking we haven't missed any other food. Doesn't look like it.
There are intruders in the nest.
Okay, that was fairly easy. So we've got a big fight there, but lots of food up there. Slightly easier fight here. So I'm going to come over here and we will break through against this group. Probably afford a couple more soldiers. Let's do that.
There are intruders in the nest.
Okay, let's get up there. If you keep an eye on this number, 22, 23, this is how many of our ants are in at this control point. So we can see the numbers increasing, which means, you know, we're not getting overwhelmed, we're not dying. we are going to have a slightly tougher fight. I'm just trying to decide whether to go left or right first. Let's clear these lot out. So soldier ants, yeah, get you over here. And I think we'll stick with just a narrow tunnel.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
And we're losing the odd creature, but more or less maintaining our numbers. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's get that food as well. I reckon with that food, that means we can fill out this chamber. So that's going to give us 28. Wouldn't mind a little bit more. So let's just open this up a little bit. So that's 30. Go on, let's go 32. And then we'll start upgrading at this point. And we're going to start upgrading from the middle. And that'll do, so... Rest in reserve. Bring our soldiers over here. And we want to start cracking through. So we're going to have a tougher creature here to deal with. Right, we've got full food. We've still got food there, so we'll do a few more upgrades before we open up this next area. So if we upgrade that one, I can then upgrade this middle one to level 3. Okay, there we go. Now, where are... Still got a little bit of food to pick up, so we'll just let our workers do that first. There we go. Bring the workers back there. And then we're going to break through for the big battle. It's a big battle. Oops, don't mean to do that. Just want to bring my soldiers back just a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. Okay,
There are intruders in the nest.
Move them forward.
The ants have stumbled into the path of a fully developed devil's coach horse beetle, and it's hungry for breakfast. The beetle is almost 4 times the size of a black ant, and protected by thick plates of external armor. Whilst it bites at the tiny defenders, it sprays foul-smelling secretions from the end of its raised abdomen, disorientating the ants.
Yeah, so really dangerous, those. We need to kill off this guard. So we've still got 30 ants. Not in that area. Alright, so we're going to just recoup down here. And then let's go. Once you get it down just onto its own, you're okay. It's when it's surrounded by those other ants, not other ants, those other beetles, it does a lot of damage because of
The
its
Devil's
AoE.
Coach horse is dead. Its corpse will provide food to support dozens of new brood.
Lots of food up here, so that's really nice. Let's put through that way. So let's just do as much upgrading as we can whilst leaving ourselves a reserve. We're going to have loads of food here, so you know, we're fine just to spend what we've got. Alright, so what we've got left, we've got this area with one of those Devil Coach Forcemen, or whatever they're called. We've got this, I think, is in 2 chambers. So this first one shouldn't be too bad. Maybe that's the sensible one to open up first. Have we got all the food from up here? Yeah, looks like it. We've got full chamber of food. So I'm gonna open this up before we spend any more food. We've got 32 of our workers up here, so we're all set. Just need.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Okay, that's down. Alright, let's do a final upgrade. Yep, we want to bring our soldiers over here. A little bit of food there, so obviously an ant was coming back carrying that, and then our food stockpile filled up, so it just dropped it.
There are intruders in the nest.
Okay, they overwhelmed us. Okay, let's get the workers back. The soldiers here. Yeah, so you can't rely on this this number for how many ants are actually at the point. It's yeah. Anyway, our wave of reinforcements has done the job. a load of food, which is nice. So how much do we want to spend? Let's upgrade a few more of these. So we've got 100, 200. So around 300 food we've got here. So I'm going to spend 150 on upgrades, and then we'll leave it at that. Okay. Let's just get all this picked up. Yeah, that looks like we've got all the food available. So we should have more or less a full stockpile. Yeah, there we go. With a little bit extra just dropped on the side, which is fine. So, final battle. This is the scary bit. 4 of those devil coachman beetles, whatever they are. Yeah, bit scary. We're gonna break through here. We are gonna almost certainly get wiped out, our first group, so we're gonna have to fall back, be ready to... let's bring our workers... I'll just keep them back here with the queen.
There are intruders in the nest.
This is one where it's definitely going to be better to fight them in this narrow corridor, so we can hopefully kill these weaker ones quickly. That's what we need to do. Our food is going down. Okay, I'm going to pull back here. Well, we've got it down to, looks like just the big boys now. There are 4 of them. Alright, let's fight them here in this corridor next. Don't move forward, just come down here. Yeah, so we've almost recovered our numbers. Okay, go for it. Ah, the weaker one is at the back. That's a shame. We need to kill one of them. Got our food coming down pretty quick. Ah, that's not gone well. Have we killed one of them though? I think we got one of them. Okay. Regroup here. Let's bring in our workers as well. Might be worth... No, not yet. Alright, this is the last chance saloon. We've gotta win this. What are you doing? Not one. Keep the workers back. Only got 23, 22 ants left. Gotta start killing these. Okay, 2 down. 3 down. And we did it. Okay, that was close. And we were almost out of food.
This Formicarium colony has now established itself as a rising power in the Undergrowth. Soon their territory will need to expand above ground, where new challenges await. For the time being, however, the Queen is safe.
Okay, got an achievement. So we get to choose a reward. So your royal jelly, remember, that's used to unlock a lot of stuff on the tech tree. And we need 75 to unlock black ants in the Formicarium. So that's what I'm going to go for. The top one, so plus 22, that's extra territory. So you can only dig out so many tiles in your Formicarium. So that affects that. Food is sort of self-explanatory. Use that to make more ants. So yeah, we're going for the royal jelly. And you can play on if you want, but there's nothing to do, so we're going to end that level. Get a score. Took us just over half an hour, which is sort of a nice length for a mission, you know.
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Alright, so at this point, you want to break open the seal. Let's take a look at the surface. And that opens up here. So from that mission, this is all the food that gets dropped. So we need to move our workers up here to start harvesting it. And there's a few grubs and things to kill as well for a little bit of food. But if we look around the edges, look at this. We've got these pipes coming in. And we've got one over here. And we've got one down here as well. So this is sort of, you know, you can sort of see we're a little enclosed, you know, lab, you know, and the scientists are going to feed things in through these tubes. Anyway, we'll see more of that in the future. I guess before we end this episode, let's just have a look at our tech tree. So I want to unlock the black ant. So we're going to spend our 75 jelly to do that. We could spend it to upgrade our workers or our queen, but yeah. Black ants are the most important, I feel, so that's what we're going to do. Next episode, we will try the next mission, the subjugation one. That's probably going to be a little bit harder, but we'll see how we get on. We can always lower the difficulty to medium if it gets too tough, but hopefully we won't need to do that. Anyway, thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. It helps the channel, helps our visibility on YouTube. And I hope to see you in the next episode as well. Thanks for watching.